fighting me tooth and nail, but I'm here now, getting started. Okay.
You finna start?
Yes. Wow. Wow. That was
Yeah, I'm gonna
crazy,
say you
people.
get
That was
let me
crazy.
talk
Yeah,
to you.
hold on. Let me.
And I'll call you back.
Want me to set the record straight. Real music is back if you let the record play.
Okay, y'all. That was crazy. I don't know what that was all about. Do you see it, baby?
Each call me to set the record straight. Real music is back if you let the record play. Verbal K on me now, I'ma let my weapon spray. And all of you rappers next today, better grab your vest to play. Matter of fact, grabbing your vest, it won't even matter, cause we pierce straight through different caliber. Y'all dismantle the reason we even do this. Saving people through the struggle and y'all acting as Judas. Clueless to the substance that you lack off in your music. Destroying all the ones that listen to it. But it's cool though, cause we coming in bulldozing that garbage all the woke the beast.
Okay. All right. I'm late. I hope I get somebody in here, but I'm late. I'm late. That was crazy. That foggy tooth, every tooth in the nail. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Wow. I'm here. I'm here now. I'm here. I'm here.
Adolescent with a snap nose that learned what it was and what it took to represent why I grew up. Came with grimy hood swag, drunk misery, and it blew up. Stick to the formula, the motto of both me and Trav Sneezy. When it's real, it's kinda easy. Whatever happened to the Britney rhyme? Whatever happened to real rappers who grab the mic and spit when they rhyme? Nowadays, haters be blind, they suspect and
Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. I'm here. That was crazy. That took me through a loop. Well, I made it. I made it. I made it. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Woo!
I'm at the age where I can appreciate when the rapper isn't fake. Got a million freaking futures and 100,000 Drakes. These dummies ain't got no cheer or no brakes.
Come on in. Come on in. I got in here late because you. Oh my God, that was. I don't know what was going on, but it got me. I got in. I got in. I got in. I'm in here. I'm in here. I'm in here.
Out of all of these cats mentioned, I don't even see a difference. All these cartoon rappers want to mention stick figure music, simple lyrics that carry no definition.
I got grandbabies. You might hear them crying every now and then.
Turn on the
It's
radio,
spoiled.
it's terribly wrong. Y'all all sound the same.
Come on in,
Different
come
rapper,
on in,
one long
come on
song.
in.
I'm sick of it. Sounding like junkies with all that pill talk. Pinocchio rappers that can never give us no real talk. That's why it's time out. Make room for a professional. And kill flows and embody the essence of Geppetto. A master that really come to put you in your place and separate the real from the fake.
Whatever happened to the Britney rhyme? Whatever happened to real rappers who grab the mic and spit when they rhyme? Nowadays, haters be lying, they suspect and weak in the mind. We like that dirty street residue. Whatever happened to the Britney rhyme? Whatever happened to real rappers who grab the mic and spit when they rhyme? Nowadays, haters be lying, they suspect and weak in the mind. We like that dirty street.
The death of your favorite rapper on wax, yeah, it's really happening. We still say what up though, they changing their vernacular. That's why I know that this industry ain't gon' feel me. I won't conform, my debt really stacks so they won't feel me. Feel me, charge it to the game. I know we raw with it, team full of animals, so we had to put our paws in it. We all in it, bringing passion. You think that God did it, and we ain't gon' stop as long as y'all in it.
See, I probably won't ever be popular to the populace, but I'm capable of ripping the line and our minds esophagus. That's the consequence you pay for having the confidence to boldly confess to being the best at spitting vowels and consonants. I only respect and probably connect with a select few. White rappers destroy my vibe, all of that can affect you. Keep this to connect to. Nobody spit like me and my connect do. The nephew, that's who I be sitting next to. Whatever happened to the Britney rhyme? Whatever happened to real rappers who grab the mic and spit when they rhyme? Nowadays, haters be lying, they suspect and weak in the mind. We like that dirty street residue. Whatever happened to the Britney rhyme?
Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Come on, about to get started. I'm a little late. Had some technical difficulties. Left-hand side was coming after me at work. Accidents. It was all kind of stuff, but I'm here. I'm here. Let's come on in, come on in. I'm gonna wait till some of my oxen, my waffles coming on in. Then I can get started. Give you a couple of more minutes.
Look, let me talk to him. I know we just dropped something. I feel like rapping again. Middle finger to thumb, I feel like snapping again. Let's get straight to it. Look. I I know we just dropped something, but I feel like rapping again. Middle finger to thumb, I feel like snapping again. Souls on the floor, we rapping to win. I'm in a race with myself, and by now I'm lapping to win. Look, 100 miles and running, we on one. Got the spirits up, cause you know them demons gon' come. And we big stepping like playing seeds and stitching the seams. Bottom line, we gon' sow summer. You know you feel it when you hear me spitting. Nah, clutch on your chest like, here I come, Elizabeth. No conversation is frivolous. You hearing this? And my flow water like, welcome to my payment so long. A black man with a brain, that's a problem. Man, we used to snatch gays, now it's knowledge. Used to catch it strays off them problems. But now we bustin' legal plays cause we conscious. It was 21 and lucky to be alive. Now we business trying to retire at 35.
Come on in.
No more strippers, I wanna
Ooh, come on in. Trying to wait till a couple of, probably another song. I'm gonna get started. Whoever in here is for them. And you can always go back and watch the live and catch the teaching.
Like that kid that hate clowns, that I ain't having it. Look, I don't put syllables together to try to seal my fate. It's encrypted in my walk, we just real it this way. I ain't faking in your music, I'm a specialist. Just listen to the words that I apply pressure with. And my metaphors and similes.
Come on in, come on in.
Things that I was gifted in the
Shalom, 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 my baby girl. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Send the share the yeah, share it out and just let everybody know I'm in. I'm about to get started.
Now I'ma say this one more time. I ain't wasting no more rhymes. We rapping Elohim to the fullest, and as long as I'm rapping, you devils get no more shine. One.
Okay. Trying to get some more people some time to come in. This one thing, let's see. Share the how you said share the I can't even think right now. I've been going through a lot today. Share it to anybody. Y'all know what I mean. Share it. Come to our page, subscribe, like, and share. My whole life has been the same. Been reading about that land for years, only right I beat the blame. With this love, I beat the game. Being a thug is not my aim. But for anybody that know me, you call them on my way. But here's where the table flips. Those who you love forsake you quick. True love come from adversity. Don't be so fast to claim a friend. Cause a lot of people play pretend. When they play you, they play to win. Believe people when you see people, you might not play again. I'm 10 toes down. And who am I with? Let's say if you can't make it, it's kind of late because I started kind of late. I understand if you can't make it. You can always go back and watch the live. It's recorded, so yeah. But I'm about to get started. All praises, all praises, all praises. Once again, it's the series of Who Are You? Who Are You? This is the series of Who Are You? And then Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah Barakatah. I'm your Ak Banjuda from the Voice of Yahweh, Las Vegas. Voice of Yahweh, Las Vegas. And we're going to pray a little bit for Yahweh to bless this lesson. Bless us as it get into our spirits and implant in our hearts. And I just want to thank you Most High and ask you to continue uplifting each and every Israelite that's scattered from the four corners of this face of this earth. and continue just blessing us and keeping us and bringing us all. I don't care if you're selling clothes, jewelry, or whatever. Let us expose on who we are and where we're going to know where we're going. But all praises, all praises, all praises, all praises. Once again, I'm your Ak. I'm your Ak. A.R. Ben Judah from the Voice of Yahweh. Our title is this is my fourth part of the series is Who You Are, Part 4. Who You Are, Part 4. And the title today is, man, am I an Israelite? Man, am I an Israelite? And as I break this down, we're going to try to kind of like narrow this down to see. You got to really think, am I an Israelite? And man, we gotta like open up our mind, open up our thoughts, and start connecting with our higher power, our God, because we have to get focused on, man, who we are. Like I always say, in order to know who you are, I mean, yeah, in order to know who you are, that's what you have. That's when you find out where you're going. That's what I'm trying to say. In order to know where you're going, you need to know who you are. I said it backwards. In order to know where you're going, man, you got to know who you are, or who are you, right? And we're gonna find out if we're Israelite today, because a lot of the things I studied this past week on this topic is like, man, we the only one that fit the description. We are the only one that fit the description. And once again, hold all questions. Hold all questions. And then I rather get through the lesson and you come contact our email in the voycamp@gmail.com. The Voice of Yahweh Camp. voycamp@gmail.com. Contact us there, and then if you have any questions, we can go over whatever questions you have. There's no dumb questions. There's no dumb questions. You can contact us there. Open, like I say, open encouragement. I always encourage you to go watch all the other parts. It's part 1, 2, and 3 to know what I'm talking about. Know what this lesson is, right? But if you're watching it now, like, hold on, I don't know what he's talking about. It's best to go back to part 1, 2, and 3. All right, because you don't want to get lost on the teaching. All right. All praises. Let's see. And this study is almost closing out in Deuteronomy 28, right? And I say, all Hebrew Israelites, this should be our foundation. This is where we should find our bloodline. Okay? This is our foundation, and this is where we find our bloodline. And Yahweh Shai, which is the world ignorantly calling of Jesus Christ, he said this about foundation. Luke, I always open this up. You can always go back and in every part, I have always put this scripture right here, Luke 6:47 through 49 in the GNT. Luke 47 through 49 in the GNT. 47 say, anyone who comes to me and listen to my word and obey them, I will show you what he is like. 48 say, he is like a man who is building his house. He dug deep and laid a foundation on rock. The river flooded over and hit that house, but could not shake it because it was well built. And that's what this foundation is in Deuteronomy 28. I don't care what hit it. I don't care what we go through as Israelites. Our foundation ain't been shook. That's why we always go back to Deuteronomy 28, where it started. And 49 said, but anyone who hears my words and does not obey them is like a man who builds his house without laying a foundation. When the flood hit that house, it fell at once, And what a terrible crash that was. You don't want to be sitting in a type of religion or something that really don't have a foundation, or the foundation is they studying this over here and this and that, and they put it on. No, that's a rocky foundation, right? And whatever type of organization or religion or whatever, it's got to have a God. You know, that's number one. It's gonna have a God. It's got to have a good foundation, right? And it's got to have rules. You know, the Hebrew Israelite rules are the Most High's laws, statutes, and commandments. I always tell you that every week. Once again, our title today is, man, am I an Israelite? Right? And we're going to come out of Deuteronomy 28. And altogether, it got like 43 curses. 43 curses. And we're trying to relate this to today's modern day society of this biblical time. For man, I'm only speaking to the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Once again, it's 43 curses that we fit the description on, right? That we fit the description on. Okay? Shalom, shalom. And it only matches us perfectly. But before I get done, we're gonna say, man, am I an Israelite? Let's keep going. Okay, here go the scriptures that I'm going to, the precepts I'm going to go through today. Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to go through 25 through 26, 36, 43, 48 through 52, 64 through 65. I'm going to say it again. Deuteronomy 28, we're going to go through verse 25 and 26, 36, 43, 48 through 52, 64 through 65. 11 scripture in total, but I'm going to go through it. It's not going to be lengthy, okay? All right, just give me 45 minutes to an hour, but I'm going to try to go a little faster, but I don't, people's mind, and it's getting late. Because I was supposed to start at 8, but plantation and working for the man ain't no joke. Anything can come up and throw your. And I said, nah, this is the left hand side coming after me. I'm trying to get home so I can teach for the Most High, right? But once again, we're coming out of Deuteronomy 28. We'll be reading verses 25 and 26, 36, 43, 48 through 52. 64 and 65, 11 scriptures in total. But y'all know I go kind of quick with it, and I give my dissertation on what I think about it. And once again, we do use comparative translations. Okay? We do use comparative translations. For Yahweh, we comparative translations. Okay? So that's part of being scholarship, right? It helps us break the word down. Some people say, I don't understand the King James Version, so that's why you go to comparative text, and they basically saying the same thing. Some of them, you got to watch it, but for the most part, they're basically saying the same thing, helping you break this thing down. I rather read something that I can understand than something I can't understand fully, right? All right, let's get going. We're going to start out with Deuteronomy 28, 25 and 26. I'm going to read it in the King James Version first. Deuteronomy 28, 25 through 26. Let's go. It says, the Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemy. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them. Thou shalt be removed unto all the kingdoms of the earth. 26 said, and thy carcass shall be meat unto all fowls of the air, and unto the beasts of the earth, and no man shall fray them away. This one is heavy. We're going to go into it. Our comparative translation is what I really, the message really hit me on 25. Now, you know it's 7 continents, right? It's 7 continents in the world. Let's see what this is saying. Deuteronomy 28:25 in the MSG, in the message, it say, God would defeat you by enemy attack. You'll you'll come at your you'll come at your enemy on one road and run away on 7 roads. All the kingdom of the earth will see you as a horror. You know, some of this might kind of like could describe Pangea. Look up the word Pangea, Google it. It said all the continents was all connected at once, right before they split it. I'm a believer in Pangea. Everybody don't believe Pangea or whatever. When the fountains of the deep, I believe a lot of that took place when everything split when it came up, and that's me, right? But look up the word Pangea when all the continents was connected together. Yeah, Pangea. Next, you got. I'm gonna say all the continents: North America, South America, Europe, so-called Middle East, right? Africa, Asia, and Australia. Then another list is North America, South America, Europe, Africa, India, Australia, and East Antarctica. So it's like I found 2 different ones, right? But both of those, which one you use, it did come out to 7 continents. Okay. But like I say, I'm a strong believer in, because people change stuff all the time, map change everything. But I am a strong believer in Pangea. All right, and that's what happened to us. We scattered to every corner of the earth. All 7 continents, you will find an Israelite. All continents, you're going to find an Israelite. So-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Okay, so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Let's go to 26. This is also in the MSG. Okay. It says the carrion bird and animals will boldly feast on your dead bodies, and no one to chase them away. The carrion bird. What is a carrion bird? AR. A carrion bird is like a turkey vulture, an owl, ones that eat flesh. It said the carrion bird. It said it will basically eat dead and purified flesh. I hope I said that right. Petrified. Yeah, petrified or purified flesh. Dead. They eat dead stuff. What did that kind of like bring you in mind of, or what happened to us, right? These birds that man, they feed on you, right? It takes me back to the lynchings that we went through, hanging in the trees. You don't think they might have cut us down, but after whatever ate us up, right? The lynchings, right? And the Southern Kingdom, which is the 3 tribes, is Judah, Levi, and Benjamin. They went through slavery around the 1830s. Well, then they started lynching us. It was, heavily around the 1890s and the 1920s, right? Yeah, and it said the highest concentrated or documented violence between 1865 and 1950. So yes, they hung us up in trees and beat us and cut us, and they did a lot to us. That's why I read this correlate with this lynchings and hangings when the birds and everything came up to eat our bodies, right? It said it was they didn't really have a judicial system, so that's what it was. That's what that's how they handled us. They lynched us. Yeah, it was 6,500. I know it had to be more than that, but I know they felt that men, women. It say men, women, and children. They lynched us, right? I mean, that, like I said, that was they had a judicial system. Right now, today, they got a different judicial system than us. That's set up for us than it is for them, right? To one person, that other nation can do a certain crime, and we'll do the same crime, but they'll charge us differently. They're still lynching us. They just ain't using the noose. But in some parts, they are still lynching us down south, physically. Right? Now, in the northern kingdom, the 9 other tribes, Gadites, and so on and so forth. Let me see that. It went from 1835 to 1964, somewhere around there, at its highest. It was documented that they lynched them as well. They say roughly 129 years. That's why I know we the same people, because they did the same thing to us, right? Well, that ain't us. Well, yeah, same atrocities happened to us, right? We match up perfectly. So that was a little history on. Since we didn't obey the Most High, he had the enemies just chased after, and we spread it everywhere. And then once we got to these continents, like I said, I believe in Pangea, but later on, after these different governments was established, right? They lynched that was a system, a judicial system to lynch us and hang us, and that was just because we wasn't obeying the Most High. Let's go to 36. Deuteronomy 28 and 36. I'm gonna read it. It say the Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy father have known. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone. Let's find out what that means. Let's break this down. Use this comparative translation. I like the NLT, right? New Living Translation. It says, Deuteronomy 28:36 says, in the NLT it say, the Lord will exile you and your king to a nation unknown. To a nation unknown to you, and your ancestors, there in exile you will worship gods of wood and of stone. Let me read that again. I butchered that. It says the Lord will exalt you and your kings to a nation unknown to you and your ancestors. There in exile you will worship gods of wood and stone. Okay, let's deal with the god of wood. Let's do that first. Christianity, they do make like pendulums or little chains and stuff of gold, but literally, it was wood, right? Sometimes they have it hanging in their church, hanging on top of their church, whatever, right? But this whole thing was a symbol of Roman sentence, a death sentence, right? And approximately 73% of Israelites are in Christianity. So like we are putting these crosses on our necks, saying it's in honor of so-called Jesus and honoring him, but that was a death sentence. I think they said back in the day when I first started, when the Most High showed me who I was, I'm an Israelite. Somebody would say, "Well, if your relative got shot by a Uzi, will you wear a Uzi on your neck?" Still makes sense, right? I don't want to honor. And Yahushua, or so-called, or ignorantly call him Jesus, got off of the cross. Why is we putting the cross or this wood or uh, this type of thing on our necks to represent something that he got off of in the first place? Doesn't make sense, right? Here's another religion that the Southern Kingdom converted to, right? I think some of the Northern Kingdom, but mainly the Southern Kingdom. Oh, it might have been. Yeah. The Southern Kingdom. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the Northern Kingdom, but the Southern Kingdom. This is what I'm trying to say. If they wasn't affiliated with Christianity, they was doing this right here. They was trying to be a Muslim or whatever. So the wood of stone is the cobblestone. They kiss it and suckers be kissing on that, and they be getting herpes on their lips. Kiss the cobblestone. That's an Arabic religion. Whole different other God. But since we don't want to be in Christianity, we said, well, forget it. I'm going to be a Muslim. I'm going to do the Arabic religion. And we make up about 20%. About 49 so-called African Americans, Israelites, is Muslims. Assalamu alaikum, all that old stuff. Bean pies and bow ties and all that. We on the corner when it's hot. In a suit. But that's what we do. But we worship, because you got to be involved with the cobblestone. You got to go to the Mecca and all that. That's a part of that religion. It's like 20% of us is a part of that. 73% of us is in Christianity. These different religions is not for us. All right, 43. Okay, Deuteronomy 28:43 says, "The stranger that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." Once again, Deuteronomy 28:43 say, "The strangers that is within thee shall get up above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low." Comparative translation, I found once again the MSG, the Message. I'm gonna read both. I think I got I think because sometimes the Message it merges them together. So I'm gonna read both. Let me see how I got this. Let me see. No, I'm gonna just do the one. Okay, 40. I left that on there. Okay, 43. Just 43. It say, "The foreigner, the other nations who live amongst you will climb the ladder higher and higher, while you go deeper and deeper into a hole." That's all I needed was the 43. Man, does that feel like us? That the other nations are up here and we're, man. I got a precept that I put with this. It says Deuteronomy 28 in the GNT. It say, listen, it say, "The Lord became furiously angry, and in his great anger he uprooted them from their land and threw them into a foreign land. And there they are today." We right there today. And in Second Elders 13:40, 44 and 45, it's talking about this very same thing, because this is like going off into the 10 tribes, okay? Okay? It's because I'm gonna read the 43 again. It says, 43 in the message, it say Deuteronomy 28:43. It say, the foreigners of other nations who live among you will climb the ladder higher and higher while you go deeper and deeper into a hole, right? And Deuteronomy 28 and 29 and 28 in the GNT, Deuteronomy 29 and 28 is it kind of coincide with this scripture right here, because the Bible always back each other up, right? It backs itself up. It said, Lord, and the Lord became furiously angry, and in his great anger he uprooted them from their land and threw them into foreign lands, and there they are today, right? Second Esdras 13. We're gonna read 40, 44, and 45. These are some comparable precepts that goes with that text, right? Second Esdras 13 and 40 say, those in the KJV, those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king. I believe that's Hosea, whom Shalmaneser, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. Now this is talking about the 10 tribes, right? We talked about the southern kingdom, what happened with them and everything, but this is mainly focusing on the 10 tribes, the other 9. But I'm gonna tell you who that 10th tribe is. And 44 say, for the Most High then shewed signs for them, and held still the flood till they were passed over. 45. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half. And the same region is called Ashereth. They said Ashereth, and I believe Ashereth is North America, or both North America and South America. Right? Now Rashiala, right? Didn't this happen to the northern kingdom, the house of Israel? I want to make sure this is who and what this whole chapter in 2nd Esdras 13 and also Deuteronomy 29 and 28 is talking about. He set them in a land and put them, and it's the house of Israel, which is the 9 tribes. The 10th tribe was Dan. Dan didn't have no, after a while, he didn't have no boy babies. He just had all girl babies. So, but Dan was with him. That tribe was with him as well. The 10th tribe, that 10th tribe? Because it's 9, but Dan was that 10th tribe. I'm gonna tell you the people: the Dominicans, the Guatemalans, the Panoramas, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, North American Indians, the Seminole Indians, Argentinian to Chile, the Colombians to Uruguayans, and the so-called Mexicans, which was with Simon, Zebulon, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Ephraim, and Issachar. That was those 9. Okay? I'm sorry. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, okay. Let me keep going. We're gonna get down to 48, and 52. 48 and 52. And we're gonna look at so 3 key words in this next 48 through 52. Okay? 3 key words is, number 1 is the yoke of iron. Number 2 is the eagle. And number 3, destroy thee or destroy you. Once again, the number 1 is the yoke of iron. Number 2 is the eagle and destroy thee. Those are 3 key words that we about to go over, okay? We're going to read, we're Deuteronomy 28, 48 through 52. We're going to read it. Okay, 48 said, Therefore shalt thou serve thy enemy, which the Lord shall send against thee, in hunger, and in thirst, and in nakedness, and in want of all things. And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee. That was one of the 3 key words. A yoke of iron. A yoke of iron. Remember I said a yoke is going to be upon your neck. 49 said, The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth. They go to the second key word. A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand. 50, verse 50. It says, a nation of fierce countenance, which shall not regard the person of the old, nor show favor to the young. 51 said, And he shall eat the fruit of thy cattle and the fruit of thy land until thou be destroyed. The other key word. Which also shall not leave thee, neither corn, wine, or oil, or incense of thy kind, increase of thy kind, Salakia, or flock of thy sheep until he have destroyed thee. 52 say, He shall besiege thee in all thy gates until thy high and fierce wall come down, wherewith thou trusted throughout all the land. And he shall besiege thee in all thy gates throughout all thy land, which the Lord thy God shall give in thee. All right, that was a lot, but we're going to read it. We're going to break it down in a comparative text. We're going to start off with 48. I found these out, and there was real, man. Some of these comparative texts are really, man. They open up the Bible for me, right? In the NLT, and for 48, it says, Deuteronomy 28:48. It say, you will serve your enemies, whom the Lord will send against you. So the Most High go send these people against you because we weren't doing right. We weren't listening to or doing His law, statutes, and commandments. You will be left hungry, thirsty, naked, and lacking in everything. The Lord will put an iron yoke on your neck, oppressing you harshly until He has destroyed you. Now listen to this. Listen to about this, a yoke of iron. Type it in your Google search and watch when you put a yoke of iron. Guess who you're gonna find who's got this yoke of iron around their neck? Listen. A yoke of iron is a powerful metaphor for severe oppression, inescapable bondage, and subjugation. Subjugation. I said that right. Subjugation, meaning bringing under control, enslavement. When you pull it up, you're gonna see that man. He gonna have a slave. He got these big thing wrapped around his neck, and got, I think it got chains, and All this is talking about. We did. We're the only ones that went in. Both of us. We so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. We went into these bondages. Put it right around our necks so we couldn't run away. And the ones that you see hanging in trees, I pretty much did a study on them. Them the ones that was rebellious and they hung them. Or they hung them to show them examples that we'll kill you the same way. Right? Now, verse 49 and 50. We're going to read this one, these two together. Deuteronomy 28, 49 and 50 in the GNT. It say the Lord will bring against you a nation from the end of the earth, a nation whose language, which most of us speak English, because we spoke Hebrew, you do not know. They will swoop down on you like an eagle. They will be ruthless and show no mercy to anyone, young and old. They didn't care. Still don't care. Still killing us. And now I'm looking at this eagle. Google eagle, and most countries adopted the eagle as their symbol. America did it in 1782. And if you look at an old quarter, what's on the back of an old quarter? Washington and an eagle. Rome did the same thing. The Greeks did the same thing. Got some type of bird. Namely the eagle. And every rulership has or have had the Israelites in some type of bondage. Either right now, either physical or mentally. It still got us. Namely using these type of religions that's got us mentally in chains. Mental chains on our heads. We think we doing right. We think we following the right God. But it's the slavery and trying to remember the types of slavery if they will bring it to me. Transatlantic slavery. It was another one. I used to always study. It'll come to me. But I'm talking about the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Now, man, am I an Israelite? I mean, we watch the TVs, we watch these different movies, and who is in these movies playing these slaves? Well, they say, the other nations was slavery and this, that, and the third, but it was a certain type of slavery. I forgot what it's called, but it was a certain type of slavery to where they be a slave, but afterward they get land and money after a while. I forgot, man. I should have wrote all this down, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Slavery wasn't like what we went through. Everybody was in slaves, okay, but not like us. And I don't even want to think about that type of slavery that they went through because it wasn't compared to ours. I don't even got to remember the name of the type of slavery that it ain't benefiting me. Talking about what they went through, what theirs is called. It'll come to me if it's needed. Now let's go to verse 51 and 52. Let me make sure. Hold on. Yeah, 51 and 52. Hold on, let me see something. Oh, no, I went down too far. Well, I just left off. Yeah. I just did 51, 52, didn't I? What did I do? Huh?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. We're in verse 64 and 65. And try to bag up and went back in there, but yeah. Okay. Verse 64 and 65. In the KJV, it reads, Deuteronomy 28, 64 and 65, it says, and the Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end to the earth, even unto the other. And there thou shalt serve other gods, which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and even wood and stone. 65 say, and among these nations shall thou find no ease, neither shall thy sole of thy foot have rest. We always running. But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart, a failing eye, and a sorrow of mind. Comparative text. Let's break the. I love the comparative text. In the MSG, once again, Deuteronomy 28, 64 and 65, it say, he'll scatter you to the four winds from one from one end of the earth to the other. You'll worship all kinds of other gods neither you nor your parents ever heard of, wood and stone. No gods, right? Look at this. You know something? This verse was repeated from 25. You know why this verse was repeated from 25? Because we did not heed what he was saying, so he had to repeat it. He said the same thing. The 7 continents, Pangea. Later on down 28, he had to repeat it. And we still didn't listen. And still ain't listening. We still worshiping. Man, I ain't even about to go on a rant, but we still doing the same things we back then. We're doing it right now today. I'm woke. I got these crystals and this stone and all this old stuff that we opt out to not follow the Most High law, statutes, and commandments. That's what we're doing right now today. 65 says, 28:65 in the MSG, it says, but you won't find a home there. You'll not be able to settle down. Man, God will give you a restless heart, longing eye, a homesick soul, because we're not originally from America, we're from Israel, people. Our homeland. And the precept said, write this down, Galatians 4:26 in the Amplified. Galatians 4:26 in the Amplified. Let me read that up there again, so if in case you missed it. 65 said, but you won't find a home there that he scattered you to, right? You will not be able to settle down. God will give you a restless heart, longing eyes, a homesick soul, because we're not from America. We're not from here. We're from Israel, our motherland, right? And Galatians 4:26 in the Amplified say, but Jerusalem above, that is the way of faith, represented by Sarah. They say, but Jerusalem above is free. She is our mother. That is our homeland. Can't find no rest. I don't care if you right now you run over to Africa somewhere, you still don't get the same thing. Oh, you come back here and I can't talk like Africans. Oh, you can come back. However them folks talk, right? It's still good. It's gonna be you gonna get treated the same way. Yahweh Shai ain't came back yet. Huh? And I also liked it. Deuteronomy 28:64. I'm almost done. Deuteronomy 68 and 64 in the Amplified as well. I read the message. Listen, it said in 64 said, the Lord will scatter you among all nations from one end of the earth to the other. This is in the Amplified. And there you will be forced to serve other gods. Lifeless gods of wood and stone, which either you nor your fathers have known. 65 said, among those nations you will find no peace, Be restless, right? And there you will be there, Salakia, and there will be no resting place for the sole of your foot. We're always running. But there the Lord will give you a trembling heart, failing eyes, and a despairing soul. Ain't no rest here. We can kind of like get something going with ourselves, right? And have a job, have a house, this and that, but somewhere inside of you are restless. Restless. It's restless. Can't run, foot's sliding, and got these church shoes on. We can't run, and we restless. I know I'm restless. Go to work. I don't care. Listen, I can have 4 good days. They say I messed up on something on this day. You follow too close behind the car. Call me in the office on the Monday and say, I'm going to give you a warning. Man, what is you talking about, man? What about the 4 good days I had? You going to hit me with one? Little thing I did, it didn't matter. I ain't hit nobody. I ain't destroyed no nothing. We're restless. You can't sit here and say your job, you ain't going through a little bit on your job. You're lying. Restless. You can own a house, own 4 or 5 cars, but you still working. And if you got a business, you're going through that. The man on your back, you gotta have your tax, all this old stuff, y'all. My hair, I gotta get my hair done and look good. Listen. I gotta work to make money to get my hair done. Anyway, I do my hair free. Right? You gotta pay these tariffs and gas prices then went up. Is they going down? I think they went down a little bit. Some places I see 4 something. I don't know. But they'll take it up, bring it down. Restless. He said he's gonna make you go through this because you're not listening. Now, Israel. Rashiala mean, I'm talking to Rashiala, meaning the Prince of Power, right? Who doesn't sound like all of this stuff that we're going to, and I can help you with it if you just don't know. I'm talking about the so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. Now, instead of beating you up, because I know by now, man, I am an Israelite, right? Instead of beating you up, I'm gonna tell you this was the Most High before all this went down. This is what He thought about you. This is one of the last precepts. That's it. So let me encourage you. I thought and beat you up through all these other scriptures, all these other parts, right? Let's look at Deuteronomy 7:6. Deuteronomy 7:6 in the KJV. We're going to read it. Deuteronomy 7:6 in the KJV. It's for thou art a holy people unto Yahweh, your God, right? The Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto Himself, above all people, above all of the nations. I don't know why we're trying to. But what about the white man? We ain't talking about this. This is talking about so-called blacks, so-called Hispanics, and so-called Native Americans. We went through hell and back. But we want to grab our oppressors to take us because that's what we're so used to, right? But He said, "For thou art a holy people unto Himself." The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people. You are special to Him, to Him, right? To Himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. We're His people. We're His special people. We are His chosen ones. I'm done, y'all. I'm done. And by now you're like, man, I am an Israelite. I am an Israelite. We are his chosen people. Right? That's all for this week. Sorry I started a little late. I'm telling you, got into this computer thing and it was doing crazy. Then I was trying to come and teach this lesson, and an accident. I drive for the city, and accident right in my path. I couldn't go around it. I couldn't go through it. I had to go all the way around it. I mean, slowed me up, but I made it. It was how blessed me. All praises, all praises, all praises, all praises. In the scriptures always, Ecclesiastes 12, 13, and 14 said, let us hear the whole conclusion. Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of men. 14 say, for God shall bring every work unto judgment with every secret thing, whether it be good or whether it be evil. Once again, I'm your Ak, A.R. Ben Judah. I'm from the Voice of Yahweh, Las Vegas. And if you want to or know somebody that is Hispanics, or you can join our YouTube page, which is a long one, the water, which is along the YouTube. It's at LAVOZDEYAHAWH F-DY4FY. Let me say that again. Let's go back and from all the other previous lessons. It says at this is our Hispanics or Spanish teaching classes. It's LAVOYDEYAHAWH-DY4FY. You can also follow us on Facebook. It's Voice of, which is one word, Yahweh, YAHAWAH. Or you can hit us with our email at voicamp, CAMP, at gmail.com. Right? Or you can follow AR Israel King 12 on my TikTok page, AR Israel King 12, all one word. Is where I make videos about this Israelite life. Follow me on there as well. If you missed it, go back and listen. I think I saw some people just come in, but if you missed it, go back and it was a nice class. Even though I kind of got here late because left hand side didn't want me to come teach it. Right? Maybe I hit somebody. Share, subscribe, share this video for somebody that just don't know. All right, until we meet again, I always say Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah, all praises to the Most High. Shalom.